Hello and welcome to a new video on Revsportz. I am Snehasis Mukherjee reporting from the ICC Academy here in Dubai. Along with me, my colleague Bharath Ramaraj. And here today, South Africa had their training session ahead of the big final tomorrow against New Zealand. But today, New Zealand didn't have their any training sessions. They announced it clearly yesterday only after their match that they will not train ahead of the tournament. But for the PC, Chloe Tryon came for South Africa, and for New Zealand, veteran Susie Bates came out for the PC. So Bharat, we'll talk about the training session. The South Africa players came out. They had light stretches, and they straight went into the net sessions. All batters and bowlers. But Bharat, do you think that New Zealand are getting just only today the rest I am saying about after playing the second semi-final, but South Africa having 2 days off before the final. So that is a something advantage for South Africa maybe, but that you can deny because of the schedule.
That is difficult to say whether it
Yeah.
would be an advantage or not, but I guess it comes down to the mindset. Finally,
Yes.
it comes down to the mindset. How a set of players take that kind of a break, or there could be. See, it comes down to individuals.
Yes,
Some players might be ready for the final. Some other players might be a little bit nervous.
Yep.
So whether a break will help or not, I'm not very sure. For example, some players might want to play the match next day itself because they would be feeling that little bit of nervousness. Yeah, so it basically comes down to a particular individual, because obviously in this day and age because everyone is looked after so well
Yes.
in terms of ice baths and all that.
Yes,
Everyone would be fresh going into that particular final. So it mainly comes down to the mental side of things, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. And I think for New Zealand after playing, a semi-final, a World Cup semi-final, and the way the game went against West Indies, I think a break was needed. And for South Africa also, they also took a day off yesterday. Today they are training. So I think it was needed for New Zealand. But hopefully a great final is waiting for us. But we'll talk about now the press conference. Chloe Tryon came, and everyone was talking obviously about the last heartbreak they had last time in the final. But this time they're looking good. This time there is no Australia. A new opponent for them. But what the highlight for you, Bharat, in the press conference? Like Chloe Tryon was talking about all the positives and also for in the tournament.
Yeah, basically, I guess she talked about last year's final.
Yeah.
That how they should stay calm. That's the lesson they want to take, and all these pointers. Obviously, you also asked questions about.
Yes, absolutely. I also asked that New Zealand spinners have been doing pretty good so far in the tournament. So, is there any special, preparation to handle them in the final? So, in response to that, she said that obviously they will look to be busy against spinner the way they did against Australia in the semi-final, because at any stage they don't want to, they always want to tick the scoreboard going. So I think that's the main aim for them, and they will look to continue that again tomorrow. So let's see how they handle the spinners, because New Zealand spinners like Aiden Carson and Amelia Kate have been super. But Bharat, Susie Bates, one of the veteran, one of the legends, for New Zealand cricket, a huge opportunity for her also, along with Sophie Devine tomorrow to win this trophy. But do you see Susie Bates playing again in the next World Cup?
Difficult to predict, but looking at the New Zealand setups, it depends on the kind of depth they have. If they have the required depth, they can replace someone like Susie Bates, because obviously her strike rate is not the greatest. She belongs to a slightly different era.
Experience.
But if they don't have the depth, then I think they will continue with Susie Bates only, because see, the thing with New Zealand is they don't have too many players back home playing cricket.
Yes,
So
yes.
whatever players they have, the likes of Plimmer, Halliday, all these girls, they need someone who is very experienced, who can guide them, and it's helped players like Plimmer. So maybe she will continue from that respect in the next World Cup as well. Yes, remember New Zealand also had a heartbreak 14 years ago
Yes.
against Australia, so they have something to correct as well. So two sides who have had their share of heartbreaks in the past will be looking to win the trophy for the first time.
The only difference in this final will be that this time no Australia will be there to give heartbreaks.
Yes.
Okay, so at least a new team will give heartbreaks to another. But the last question I will ask Bharat, that for South Africa the top order have been phenomenal, but when it comes to middle order, they have they had very little opportunity to bat in a final. If your top order fails and the middle order had to face around 10-15 overs, So, so do you think that lack of opportunities so far in the tournament will play a setback for them going into this war, because that's a area of concern for them?
Yeah, it can affect them. Again, it comes down to mental side of things.
Yeah.
Obviously,
to be ready.
Cap is very experienced,
Yes,
number
yes.
4, but
Yes.
those who are coming slightly down the order, Tryon and all,
Narendra Clark,
Tryon,
Chloe Tryon.
Tryon,
Yeah.
they have to be mentally ready. Whatever you prepare, even if you face 100,000 balls in nets, if you're not mentally prepared,
Yes,
then
absolutely.
it really affects you. So they have to be prepared that at some point of time, South Africa might be in trouble, something like 50 for 4. Tryon has to come out of bat.
Yeah.
So that is the key. That's the key point. So it comes down to the individual players. Yes, it might definitely affect the South African team if they face themselves in some kind of trouble.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. The top order will be very much crucial for South Africa yet again in this final. So let's see how the game goes. We will be at the venue and we will share all the latest update from the final as soon as possible we get. So that is for now from me and Bharath signing off. For all the latest update, please keep an eye on Revsportz and please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.